Hello, Lorraine.
Hello.
Thank you for accepting this little challenge.
Thank you for
It's
inviting me.
our pleasure to have you. Are you ready for the 73
I am.
questions?
I am.
So, you're a very big presence in the fashion world, but you're not very active on social media. Tell us in brief what you do.
As producers of events, I always thought that maybe my work should be behind the scenes and I shouldn't be judged by the way that I looked, but more the way of what I am able to deliver. But it's getting a little bit better, I am a license holder for Miss and Mister Supranational Malta. I've been organizing events for the last 25 years. I have sent over 100 models to participate in international pageants, including the Philippines, Myanmar, London, Istanbul, South Africa, and basically all over the world. We have also featured in Lebanon, our shows, in Vietnam, and Egypt itself.
Wow, impressive. Well done.
Thank you.
Biggest achievement in your fashion career so far?
I won the President's Award at the Mister Supranational in Poland last year. It was awarded by the President himself for the hard work that we put in the Mister Supranational Malta, because it's a lot of work being such a small country.
It's very nice. What do you find most challenging in the fashion world?
People have a lot of misconceptions actually about pageants, and they think it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money, but it's actually a huge platform for people who want to kickstart their career in the fashion industry actually.
Most unforgettable day?
In 2017 we traveled to London where we participated with 3 models. We won the male category in the top model worldwide search. The girl placed 4th, and we had another girl in the UK category which placed 1st runner-up. I think that was the most unforgettable day.
Who is your biggest inspiration for doing what you do?
I think my cousin, because way back in 1978, my cousin represented Malta in Miss World and Miss Universe.
Wow!
So I think she was the one. I was always fascinated by her, you know. I always looked at her as a person who I can do this as well, although I never did it.
Celebrity boy and girl crush?
Girl I never had, but boy Ricky Martin.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Kind-hearted, good listener, but very short-tempered.
Tell us the first 3 things you look for when a model auditions for a pageant.
We look for a person who's committed, who is ambitious, and who is dedicated, which are very important when doing something like this. Without them, you cannot do a pageant, and you cannot take part in something like this, because there needs to be a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication to it.
Have you ever taken part in a pageant?
No.
How come?
Because my parents always focused on more getting an education rather than doing this kind of stuff. So I never, no. I wish, but I never.
That's never too late, huh?
It's too late for me now.
Lifelong dream?
I think to place with the top 25 in an international event. I think that would be my lifelong dream. I've worked so hard these last 25 years. It would be my gift if someone had to place within the first top 25.
I would imagine so. It would be a very big satisfaction.
Very big.
Favorite local model?
I follow Francesca Mifsud a lot. She used to be my winner in 2016. And then she went on to participate in another event. I think she's a big role model, a very dedicated, a very ambitious young girl.
Favorite international model from the 80s?
Naomi Campbell.
For sure. Favorite destination you have been so far?
Norway.
Would you give up your full-time career to go full-time in fashion?
No. Because first of all, my full-time job is very fulfilling. I am marketing coordinator of a public entity now. And I think my passion would fade away. So I prefer continue doing this on a part-time basis.
Last concert attended?
Spice Girls in Bristol.
Wow! 5 things you can't live without?
My PC, laptop, AC, and a pair of high heel shoes.
What is the most adventurous, daring thing you have done in life so far? Eh?
Traveling to Myanmar on my own.
On your own? You went on your own? Wow.
It was an experience, an unforgettable experience.
What are you finding yourself doing a lot of lately?
Taking more care of myself.
Good. It
More.
looks, doesn't
I unwinded down a bit. My life used to be from one thing to another, working 12 hours a day, almost 7 days a week. So I find myself more relaxed and taking care of myself. It's about time.
Yes, that's always a good thing. Last book you read?
The Kennedys. It is the story about the Kennedys clan.
Nice. What is a terrifying experience you have experienced?
Traveling to Denmark on my own for a short holiday and finding myself in a hotel in the middle of nowhere and being the only guest in the hotel.
Really? Because it was new?
No, it was just in the middle of nowhere, so there was no bookings at that time. It was terrifying.
Did you stay there?
Yes, I had to because I had nowhere else to go.
Leather or lace?
Leather.
3 things you are proud of doing or done or doing currently.
Well, I've lost 15 kilos
Wow.
in 1.5 years, so that was a big achievement for me since I really like food. Turning 25 years in the fashion industry and maybe seeing Model Scoop International Awards. I think that was my biggest satisfaction.
Yes, I imagine it would be. If you didn't live in Malta, where would you live?
In the United Kingdom, I guess.
Any favorite part of the United Kingdom?
London.
A lesson learned the hard way.
When you think people are your friends and then you find out they are not.
3 things you are really good at.
Cooking, graphic designing, and producing events.
Biggest disappointment in your fashion career so far? If any.
If any. Well, I always see the bottle half full rather than half empty. But there again, it's sometimes you think you are surrounded with friends and you find out that they are not at the end of the day and trying to work behind your back. But it's part of life. You find them anywhere.
Very true. One thing that you own that you truly cherish.
Being the license holder of Mister and Mister Supranational.
Very true. Describe us your favorite childhood memory.
Gathering in front of the TV on a Monday night to watch local drama.
First 3 things on your bucket list.
Visiting the US, visiting Israel, is something that I really wish to do, and attending a J-Lo concert,
Wow.
hopefully next year.
What do you find the hardest in the fashion industry in Malta?
Convincing people that have potential. It's very hard, yes. They don't believe in themselves and they don't believe they have the looks, they don't believe that with the right training and with proper training, they could become a good beauty pageant queen.
Confident or shy?
Depends on the situation at hand, but I think more confident than shy.
We know you traveled a lot. Describe us your favorite delicacy from anywhere in the world.
I'm afraid I'm not adventurous at all. Since I travel most of the time on my own, I am scared I get sick, so I don't tend to
You
eat
don't
from...
eat strange things.
No.
But have you ever found a dish that you find only in that country, which you really
Myanmar,
love?
actually. It's a typical chicken with noodles and coconut milk. I've tried it. It's okay, but it's not something that I would order over and over again.
3 things you never leave home without.
My phone, bag, and I think my phone charger, although many of the times I forget it, but I try not to.
How old were you when you started your business in fashion?
25.
Wow. If you could offer yourself some advice when you were beginning the business, what would it be?
It's a long, hard road. It's a big commitment. You need to do it with a passion, and if you're in it for the money, just forget about it.
5 people who you would love to sit and have a chat with, dead or alive.
Michelle Obama,
She comes up a lot, doesn't she?
J-Lo, Madonna, Oprah Winfrey. I guess that's all.
From what we got to know about you, you are living a pretty exciting life. What would you change about it?
Nothing. I would do it over and over again.
The most interesting person you have ever met?
Yes, it was John Galliano. I met him in 1994 when I attended the Smirnoff International Fashion Designer Awards. He was pretty much a nobody at that time, but he was mingling with all the designers and all the press. He was a very ambitious guy and he knew exactly where he wanted to be. Many years later, we found out that he was the designer of Dior.
Pessimist or optimistic?
Pessimistic most times.
If you were stranded on a deserted island, who's the one person you would want with you? Just one.
Probably someone who can make me laugh, have a good sense of humor, who makes me forget that I don't have the basic necessities.
Any local bloggers you follow at the moment?
I'm not so much into social media, so no, I don't follow that much.
What makes you angry?
People who try to rip off other people, by trying to make a lot of money off models' backs. That is something which really makes me angry. Show-offs and people who try to take over when it's not their place.
What is something that surprised you lately?
A call from a friend I haven't heard from for a very long time ago.
Oh, how nice. What is the best gift you have ever received?
A Michael Kors bag.
Wow. Vintage or new?
New.
Last TV series you binge watched?
Money Heist. I can't wait for Series 5.
It's true, even us. Do you have a morning beauty routine?
I clean my face every morning and apply sunblock, no matter what is the weather. During the day, it's rain or shine, I apply sunblock.
Quote to live by?
Live and let live.
So, favorite project you worked on so far?
In 2012, I worked on a project called A Tribute to Whitney Houston. It was a concert done by Eleanor Cassan and her band. It was at the time when Whitney Houston passed away, and they decided to put a concert together. It was one of the most memorable experiences ever. Something different from what usually I do.
Can you describe us the most glamorous dress you have ever worn to an event?
It is yet to come. Because I have a very important wedding next year.
Really?
And I am going a little bit overboard.
One thing you will never do again?
Probably pay to go in a hot and humid country. Never again.
Minimalist or hoarder?
Minimalist.
Favorite Maltese dish?
Baked rice.
Character you find most difficult to work with?
These type of characters who try to take over when you've taken a decision. Those kind of people. I find it very difficult to comprehend.
What do you find yourself splurging on the most?
Clothes and shoes.
What is a topic you could talk about for hours?
Pageants.
Last movie that made you cry?
The Notebook, but that was a very long time ago. I don't watch movies that make me cry.
How difficult was it to organize the first fashion event?
It was very difficult actually because there was a time when there was no social media, it was only television, so getting sponsors on board was quite a difficult task.
3 things that scare you?
Wrinkles,
Don't we all?
old age, and maybe dependent on others.
Okay, so you are hosting a 3-course dinner. What would you cook and who you would invite?
Probably my closest friends, but with regards to cooking, I'll ask everyone what's their favorite carbs, and probably we binge on just carbs, you know, pizza, pasta, fries.
The best ever. Describe social media in 3 words.
It is a very useful and effective tool, however, I think it destroyed all of our values.
Very true. Worst habit?
Biting my nails.
Favorite holiday season?
Christmas.
Who's your fashion icon?
J-Lo.
Favorite historical character?
I go for Oprah Winfrey.
What is one thing you would never imagine yourself doing?
Eating from a food stall.
That's my favorite thing to do when we go abroad. How do you spend your day off?
Usually waking up late, getting up, going out for a coffee, reading the newspaper, and then shopping all day.
That's good. Light travel or all I can take?
All I can take.
How would you describe this year so far?
So. I celebrated my 25th year anniversary on the 9th of March, but then everything went haywire when we went all in lockdown, but it's picking up where I left off.
What is one thing that motivates you the most?
Seeing people who are determined and ambitious and they know where they want to go.
What does a model has to do to participate in Mr. and Miss Supranational?
All they have to do is send me a private message and I'll explain to them everything. Maybe it can change their life.
Wow, I hope so. So, one bonus questions. Those were the 73 questions. You done very well. Bonus question is...
Are you following mtlatv on social media?
Of course I am. And hats off for supporting local talent.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this little fun challenge.
Thank you so much.